Quitting smoking weed for the year of 2023 actually has very little to do with quitting, because quitting smoking weed is just the beginning. And in today's video, that's exactly what we are going to discuss. If you're new to the channel, my name's Dr. Frank. I'm the founder of AddictionMindset recovery coaching programs, which are dedicated to helping people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content, substances I once struggled with. If you want to learn more about our free and paid programs, including the Livin' Weed Free in 2023 program, be sure to check out the link in my bio, the video description, or the pinned comment. Quitting weed really is the first step, and I would argue it's actually the easiest step. If your goal is quitting smoking weed for 2023, all that comes down to is making a commitment to yourself to not smoke throughout the year of 2023. It is nothing more than the act of not smoking weed. It's a commitment. But in order to see that commitment through successfully, I would challenge you to look at some other aspects of your life going into the year of 2023. When you first quit smoking weed, you're probably going to find that you have an abundance of time on your hands. And the challenge becomes, what are you going to do with that time? You're quitting weed for a reason. It's taken time out of your life, time that you would rather be dedicating towards other things. The question becomes, what are the other aspects of your life that you want to further your development in? This is one of the challenges that people often face when they first quit smoking weed. They go into the year of 2023 with the goal of quitting smoking, which is an excellent goal, something that anyone should be proud of. But what are you going to do once you've quit? Quitting a drug is not about how many days or how much time you have sober. It's about what you are doing with your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, during that time period. It's not counting the days, but it's making the days count, not to sound cliche. So first, you got to answer the question and think about this before you quit. What are you going to do with the abundance of time after you quit smoking weed? What aspects of your life is it that you want to focus on? After you quit smoking weed and get through the initial phase of withdrawals, which you may or may not experience, you're presumably going to have better health physically, better health mentally, and an abundance of energy. What are you going to do with those new traits? What are you going to do with your newfound health, with your newfound energy? Where are you going to funnel that energy? And this question, the answer to it should be in parallel with what you're going to do with your time. Because if you quit smoking weed and that was your goal, and then you find you have too much time on your hands and too much energy to expel, and you don't know what it is you're going to do with that time, that energy, and that newfound health, eventually that addicted voice in your brain is going to say, hey, I know a way where you can expend your health. I know a way where you can expend your time and prevent being bored. And then boom, it brings us back into smoking again. Quitting smoking weed in 2023, quitting smoking is not the biggest challenge. And this is often what I find when working with people. And I know I went through this myself when I quit. The real challenge in quitting any drug, whether it's weed, alcohol, nicotine, is dealing with and facing the challenges that we were putting off to the wayside by using smoking as a coping mechanism. So maybe you quit smoking weed and you've been smoking because you've had a health scenario that you've been dealing with. Maybe you're in business for yourself and you've been dealing with a failure along one of the lines of your business. Maybe you've been facing failed relationships. It could be any number of things. How are you going to cope throughout the year of 2023? And I want you to start to think about what things you're going to implement into your life to make for a healthy coping process. And this is often one of the largest challenges to quitting smoking weed. It's not quitting smoking. Believe it or not, quitting smoking is not that hard of a challenge, because quitting smoking is simply not going to buy weed from the dispensary, not texting your plug, not putting that bong or not putting that one hitter or not putting that dab to your mouth and inhaling. That's all quitting is. Quitting is not consuming the drug, but managing and dealing with the other aspects of your life that were either out of control prior to addiction or slowly that you lost control of directly resulting from addiction. That's where the challenge lies. And I can guarantee anyone watching this one thing when you quit smoking weed for the year of 2023. You are going to face a challenge. A health challenge, a relationship challenge, a financial challenge. Maybe it's stubbing your toe in the morning. I don't know what that challenge is going to be, but it's going to pop up. And reaching for and developing the tools necessary to overcome that challenge in the absence of weed, this is where people struggle when it comes to quitting smoking, when it comes to quitting a substance use disorder, a substance use addiction. So going into the year of 2023, if your intention is on quitting smoking, I want you to ask yourself, what things is it that you're looking to focus on? And how do you plan on pursuing those things? Because once you've quit, you've accomplished the goal of quitting. You give it a few days, your body detoxes, you go through the withdrawals, you've made the commitment to not smoking again. You have completed your goal of 2023, maybe 30 days into the year. Now what? What do you do with that time? What do you do with that energy? What do you do with the newfound health? How are you going to cope going forward? These are the questions that you have to be asking yourself, and these are the questions that you need to be seeking answers to. And the answers to these questions are going to look drastically different from person to person. I wish I could sit here and I could give you the specific answer to each of those questions, but I can't, because only you are capable of discovering those answers. And how do you find the answers to those questions? By staying true to your commitment to not smoking. Because if you start smoking again 3 months into the year of 2023 because you didn't come up with new solutions to cope, or you didn't start to fill in that time, or you didn't start to funnel your energy into a healthy channel, into a healthy avenue, a productive avenue, you're never going to find the answer. And no one is ever going to be able to provide it to you. This is what quitting smoking weed throughout the year of 2023 is all about. Quitting is just the first step. It's just the beginning. If you guys need more help with this, be sure to check out our paid program, Living Weed Free in 2023. And if you can't afford that, download the free Addiction Mindset workbook. It's an 80-page workbook walking you through the step-by-step process when it comes to quitting smoking. I'll see you guys in the pinned comment, the video description, or the link in my profile.